Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we have a 3 vs 3 on Korav City. Over in the Chaos corner we've got Trigger. Over in the Tau corner we've got a name I can't possibly pronounce. And over in the Dark Eldar corner we have got Troubles de la Tite. On the opposing team we have got name I can't pronounce as the Space Marines. We have me as the Orcs. And we have got Terma MF as the Tau. So this is the 1k subscriber special. Thank you ever so much for popping around, giving us a subscribe, all the likes and comments and etc, etc. It's been an absolute blast. So yeah, I thought I'd spice things up by showing you a game that I played a fair while ago. Like I say, I don't really play very often as I don't have much time, but this was a fun game from what I can remember. Not a high player game, let's be honest. I'm MMR 1550, like I'm the lowest of the low when it comes to gameplay wise, but well, you'll see how it goes. I do quite like this map as it's you've got every dude's little island has got 2 strategic points, a relic and a cheeky little strategic point just outside of the base, as well as this little island in the middle. So lots of bits and bobs to grab. We do have also 2 slag deposits smack bang in the middle, as well as critical locations going diagonally across this little huge island in the map in the middle. So yeah, so we've got some Chaos Lords coming from the Chaos Space Marine player, everyone just capturing their nearest and dearest. I'm thinking of going a little bit aggressive and just not bothering to capture all the bits and bobs in the base, but instead just sending a whole load of lads right to the middle, see if I can get involved in some meaty fist fights and whatnot. The pink Space Marine player on my team has also got a similar idea, sending 1 lonely scout squad towards the middle, seeing what he can see. And yeah, it's I think one of the main reasons why I don't do 2v2s or 3v3s very often is that it's hard to really, what would I say, provide much commentary in the way of build orders and counters and all that stuff, because really it's a free-for-all. Who knows? I mean, when you've got a Tau commander moving forward towards this critical location with some mandrakes, like who really knows what is going to actually happen? But I suppose that's part of the excitement of it in the grand scheme of things. Don't Force Commander coming around, gonna poke his nose around this area. We'll see this Tau Commander. We'll go toe-to-toe. Tau Commander throwing out a Plasma Blast, doing a fair chunk of damage, but the Force Commander is not one to be sniffed at. Will tank that shot and decide to carry on charging. A beautifully pink Reaver jet bike going to moving in and peppering this Force Commander by the side. Tau Commander deciding to throw a snare trap in the corner for reasons beyond my ken. But we're going to be polite and kind in this game, boys and girls. Remember, this is a low-level game, and we are playing nice here. My Big Mac moving into the middle. Full squad of shooter boys going to be moving in for support. We will see this listening post over here by the tower and decide to bash this before the FCAS builder is able to move in and fix it. Force Commander now being chased down by the ranged might of the Tau Commander, flanked by Reaver jet bikes. Scout Marines going to be equipped with double sniper rifles. We'll see if they can send this Tau Commander back home. Cultists managing to sneak around the Orcs. Going to... Actually, I have no idea how they got over to that side of the map. Probably just too concerned with capturing this strategic point, no doubt. Big Mac going to slap around that Reaver jet bike. Shooter's going to try and ignore these Cultists. Cultists will want to tie these guys up as the Reaver jet bikes move in to fire away at these guys. But the Cultists, even though they are primarily close combat, won't do all that much against the Big Mech, but the Big Mech deciding to retreat as this Tau Commander jumps in to try and decap this critical location with this stealth suit team. Almost killing that stealth suit team, but not quite getting there. Slugger Boys managing to capture this strategic point down here. And with the support of Space Marines, Slugger Boys, Shooter Boys and Space Marines, we might be able to push these guys back. Although these Reaver jet bikes, not quite sure what they're doing. They're just doing a bit of a Tokyo drift, just enjoying the scenery and all the space they have to manoeuvre around. We'll see if we can push forward a little bit, pepper these guys from a distance. Though not the best idea to go up against a Tau Commander. But we're feeling brave, we're feeling lucky. Gonna fire away at these guys. No big shooters on these lads yet. Will decide to push me back. Mandrake's moving in to probably decap and recap one of those points over there. Space Marines get an extra boy in their squad. But yeah, a bit of a stalemate, but the firepower is firmly on the blue team side do have a Sacrificial Circle coming out and a Khorne Berserker team as well. Chaos Sorcerer as well, so we've also got Chaos Space Marines in Tier 2. Path of Enlightenment going for these dudes. Dark Foundry and Tier 2 going for these guys as well. Yeah, I think everyone's just deciding to not really focus too much on the Tier 1. We're all going to build up as quickly as we can, although mind you, looking at my pop at the moment, only just managing to capture that relic at this present moment in time. So Tier 2 is a little bit off for me at the moment. Double self-suit teams moving up. Good amount of Reaver jet bikes now out on the field. Got some Storm Boys as well to hopefully punish any ranged combat units that the enemy can bring to bear. I was thinking that maybe some Tau Fire Warriors would be on the way. But these Khorne Berserkers, hungry and ready, full squad with a Chaos Lord. Not sure if these Storm Boys are going to have the best of times. Full forces moving up now. Loads of sniper rifles on these scouts. Double tactical marines. Storm Boys just trying to screen these Reaver jet bikes away while we try and capture this critical location. If we can get this down, we've got all the sight or line of sight bonuses that we can get from that point. Tower of Loathing now being built up over yonder. Looks like an aircraft builder is going to help build it. Or maybe not, just casually bees on by as get shot down. Khorne Berserkers, hungry for a fight, will chase these Storm Boys away. Eldritch Bolts from the Chaos Sorcerer will take down a couple of models. And it's all kicking off in the centre of the map. No one really going for these critical... I mean, we do have these Mandrakes who have been forgotten. Just standing guard of that critical location. Do manage to capture this critical location in the middle. No listening post being upgraded at the moment, although we do have a heavy bolter over here. I do like the placement here, so if anyone moves down this side, the heavy bolter can shoot at them as they go by. Khorne Berserkers having a think. Testing the waters, so to speak. Sniper rifles will fire at them there. Not going to do all that much against heavy infantry, but will shy them away, especially with this missile launcher. Going to be looking to snipe these Reaver jet bikes. That poor Tau Aircraft builder been shot down as quick as you like. Second Khorne Berserker squad moving in. So I imagine that the Chaos player is thinking about the close combat, whereas the Tau are going to build up a ranged composition. Do have some Pathfinder teams in their mix as well. Pardon me. Scouts now with their infiltration, and we are getting that critical location countdown. Did we go for this one? Oh, we went for this one over here. Lots of stealth suit teams with their fusion blasters, so they're on a listening point hunting mission, I do imagine. Lots of useful bits and bobs in the form of terrain for them to jump over to harass the base. Storm Boy's now going to jump in right into the middle of all the Khorne Berserkers. Double Slugger Boys going to provide fire support from a distance. Shooter Boys are also, with their big shooters, going to see if what they can do. Tactical Marines a little bit behind, but are now moving in to do what they can. And Khorne Berserkers taking the brunt of the damage as these Fire Warriors doing what they can from a distance. That is a lot of DPS has been brought to bear. Let's get a little bit cinematic here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's all kicking off. We do have some tank busters as well to try and take care of those Reaver jet bikes. Stormboy's not having the best time though. They are also reinforced, but they will be shot down a lot quicker than they can be reinforced. There's a full squad wipe over there. Khorne Berserkers though, not faring well either. They will be taken care of by the Tactical Marines. And now the Tau Fire Warriors and Reaver jet bikes are free to just run rampage over this whole area. The Reaver jet bikes will probably want to go home. There is a lot of anti-vehicle present for them. But Tau with, well, sorry, should I say the Space Marines and Orcs with no real close combat capabilities to sort these guys out will have to fall back just a little bit. No infiltration detection at the moment though, so the tank busters are free just to get a little bit closer and fire away. This homunculi though will see the light and reveal these tank busters if he can remain close enough. Do have a huge force of stealth suit teams though moving into the Chaos base. Do have a Demon Pit for the Chaos player. And some Raptors now being spawned over here. And it does look like that the Chaos player will have to get some support. I mean, it has probably deep struck these obliterators somewhere else. I'm having to make the slow walk back home. Big Mech also been taken down during that match, or that middle fight at some point. So yeah, what's going on the base? So yeah, so we've got stealth suits having to retreat from these obliterators. The obliterators will absolutely annihilate these guys in a ranged fight. Tau just building up their bits and bobs. Nothing too crazy. Do have some witch cult arenas. Going to go for some scourges. Dark Eldar and Tau looking like they're going to go for their ranged play in this game. Orbital relay for the Space Marines. I've gone for tier 3. Going to go for flash gates. See if I can counter the ranged plays of the Tau. And stealth team's going to be bashing away at this machine pit. Do have some possessed Marines going to go in. Chaos Sorcerer as well. Does look like a lot of DPS. These Tau stealth suits will need to go home ASAP. Although, looks a bit shinier and happier for Team 1 in the middle of the map, as they have now pushed us firmly out of the middle of the map. Going to destroy that listing post and no doubt decap bits and bobs as they go. I'm just waiting to get all my flash gates to maximum numbers. Probably will get some, what do you call them, some Mad Docs. Do have the Warboss out on the field. Can't remember, but we shall see if we can actually get a useful play from the Warboss in this game. Pathfinders moving forward with the Team 1's variant of stealth suits. Are this Team 1's? Hold on, let me look on the other side. Yep, these are Team 1. It's annoying that when you swap over from the various teams, that blue team becomes red and red team becomes blue. It's a real pain. We've got some dreadnoughts coming out, but let's have a quick look at the economies. 132 and 74, 132 and 56, and 132 and 89. Hey, that's a fortunate way of weird that. Whoever's got 132, but we'll take that. On the opposing team, we've got 132, 182 and 53. And 151 and 53, so blooming advantage overall for Team 1 here. Especially as they are now capping all the bits and bobs in the middle. Will also use these slag deposits to build up their thermoplasma generator. It's a very ranged composition that the first team's going to go for, and we're kind of trying to combat them in our own way. Warboss moving a little bit too close to the edge. Will decide to move over on this side with his little stubbly legs. Flashit's going to move over here, trying to decap this critical location to prevent Team 1 from getting that crit victory. Out moving forward, using cover to their advantage. And 2 tacticals versus this amount of Fire Warriors are not going to have the best of days. Witch Cult Squad as well for close combat capabilities. Archon flanked by 2 Incubi. Mad Dog just trying to quickly move over here. Flashgate's kind of been a bit useless over here. Really should actually move over here to help support. Do have, oh dear, hell's bells. We've got double Terminators and double Hellfire Dreadnoughts being, and an orbital bombardment, absolutely wiping out anything and everything within the Tau base. They're bashing away this Kion Head command post. Gonna get another Hellfire Dreadnought, so Tau doesn't look like that they're going to move in. They're going to rely on their allies to defend their base. Warboss getting up close and personal with these witches. Doesn't mind a good scrap, does this lad. Will just, oh, but mind you, didn't quite get into close combat there, so almost a useful use for the Warboss. But sadly, we will not see the Warboss being useful in this game. Maybe next time, eh, boys and girls. Lots of stealth suits on either side. Big Mech surviving a little bit longer than the Warboss did. Double fighting juice on these flash gates. Firing away at these Fire Warriors. Which is going to move in, see if they can tie up these lads. And will indeed do. Do have a Knob Squad here as well. Very tanky. Will be able to survive the salvos from these Tau Warriors for a little bit. Not sure if the Big Mech's got any jumping juice left in him to get out of that problem alive. Witch Cult has been upgraded with some poison weapons, so will be doing some damage over time to these flash gates. and it's pure hell, chaos and pandemonium. But while this is going on, the Chaos Space Marine player is being a bit cheeky, going to build up a stronghold where the Tower player used to be. Chaos not really getting involved in all that much. Has the Tower player rebuilt his bits and bobs? Somewhere else, potentially? Maybe. Oh, well, there we go. He's just built a new base, smack bang in the middle of the map. Well, it'll certainly save him his reinforcement time. Won't have to wait for his whole army to march across the entirety of the map to get back into this fray. And even with the Tower player losing most of his gubbins, they are holding off and they are getting... well, I suppose that they are winning this central engagement over here. Myself and the Tower player not really being able to hold the line without the Space Marine players helping. But we do have triple Barracudas now moving into the Dark Eldar base. Primarily, I'm just sat here keeping these lads alive, or back, should I say, where the Space Marine player and the Tower player are trying to do their flanking manoeuvres and whatnot. Do also have some Hellfire Dreadnoughts being deep stricken in. Chaos player will need to do something. We do have a Demon Prince on the way. More Flash Gates and Slugger Boys. And I'm not sure if I've researched it yet, but at the moment, this is what's happening. So I'm building up as many boys huts as possible because I have gone for, wherever it is, in the pile of guns, I've gone for that unlimited Slugger Boy upgrade. So I'm just going to basically spam Slugger Boys until I win. That is my go-to strategy for Orcs. That's the only strategy that I know. Survive until late game, build Slugger Boys, and just pray to Gork and Mork that we win. Using any extra green money for killer cans and whatnot. This is quite an elite force of Space Marines. So Dark Eldar player not looking all that pretty, especially for these Barracudas in the base at the moment. But the Chaos player, it's not all said and done. Chaos with his Demon Prince going to be wrecking their way through the squishy infantry of these Slugger Boys. Lots of Possessed Marines as well. And we do have a Bloodthirster, Greater Demon of Khorne on the field as well. So this is a lot of elite close combat infantry for the Chaos Marines. And I imagine everyone has got quite a decent flood of resources at the moment. With the exception of my players, with the exception of my players' Tau, so, well, my team's Tau, so to speak, so everyone could just spam out everything and anything that they want. Greater Demon of Khorne now going to be moving in. Flash Kits are going to try and assist. Do have a killer can on the way as well. And it's just going to be an absolute bloodbath down on the southern tip of the map. Bloodthirster Khorne sees what's going on. Will decide to try and see if he can bash down these boys' huts. As long as he can destroy these as quickly as you like, that will massively delay the production of our Slugger Boys. Does manage to take down one. Do have some Fire Warriors over here, not willing to get involved just yet. They're going to wait till they get a critical mass before moving in. A Bloodthirster does not mind being close combat for a protracted period of time. When he's not in close combat, he does lose health gradually. And while being supported by Obliterators and Fire Warriors, he will be able to make quick work with his Demon Prince comrade. But at the moment, both Dark Eldar and Tau have lost their base. Though they will now start building things up in the middle, building up loads of plasma generators. They do have the economy for it. And I am being pushed back quite considerably, even with an unlimited amount of Slugger Boys. And the occasional Flash Gates to support them. This Bloodthirst is still relatively healthy. Nearly 6,000 health. Demon Prince also looking quite sharp at the moment. They're pushing well and truly into the base. Scourge squads as well coming in. Stealth suit teams supported by Fire Warriors. Tau ally is going to move into the flank and see if he can distract these Fire Warriors somewhat. They are in the heavy cover, so they will have the defensive advantage over yonder. Another boys hut being taken out, and a third, but in fact I think a grand total of 4 boys huts have been smashed over here. So really only got the 3 left in the base. is looking a little bit grim for my side. We do have some deep striking bits and bobs coming in, but these are not friendly units. These are horror squads, all ideal for destroying as many buildings as quickly as humanly possible. It's tense. It's eager. We do have a Demon Prince about to... almost killing the big mech, but the big mech gets the last laugh. Now deciding to turn around and spank this Great Demon of Khorne, but will not survive much himself. Killer Khan tying up these horror squads. Do manage to get another boys hut taken down. Will be building up some more over yonder. Do have some heavy bottle turrets coming in to support if the Chaos player does push in any further. Huge air effects damage being done to these slugger boys over here. While it's going on, a massive ranged firefight going from tower to tower. Do have some Chaos Predators in the mix as well, all armed with maximum las cannons for base bashing capabilities. Killer Khan has been rallied over here, so has just got a little bit of a mission. Will not survive for very long. And ally Tau being pushed back. So even with both bases being smashed in, Tau have made quite the comeback. But we have managed to survive so far. More slugger boys coming out. And while it's going on, huge amount of dreadnoughts and terminators just doing a little bit of a tour around the map. Got to now turn their foul attentions to the Demon Pit and the rest of the Chaos base. So it does look like that the Chaos player will also have to turn their attentions to building up a base in the middle of the map. Flash gets now back online. Slowly but surely manoeuvring these Tau far back. Huge ethereal cast explosion. Absolutely almost wiping out these flash hits. I do manage to, in the last moment, get some fighting juice on these lads. But then again, the continual explosion does take them out eventually. So the entirety of the orcs have been wiped out more or less. A delayed explosion still taking out these guys. Yeah, it's just a game of Plants vs Zombies at the moment. People are donating resources to each other. Friendly, well, Team 2 stealth suits now in the base. Earth suit Ethereal will try and see if he can spot them. But on his own, he's not really going to do all that much. Doesn't have any ranged attacks. Warboss back out on the field. Already half health. But he doesn't mind. He's picked up a Tau, bashing him on the floor. Using him like a mop. And again, not very useful, but he's there. Mega Armor Knobs as well. Going to use their bulk and whip to see what they can do. Some baddie Tau, shall we call them. Going to try and do some counter-harassment while this is going on. Chaos valiantly defending against the Space Marines, but do look like they'll be able to pull it off. They do have a Defiler and double Predators. Will be able to cut their way through these Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Do have some infiltrated scouts with plasma guns. And one lonely Grey Knight getting a ally just in the nick of time. Some more Raptors as well on the way. Sizable amount of Slugger Boys. And a whole fleet of Barracudas moving forward. Killer Khan leading the charge. As the Fire Warriors try and focus it down. But even with their plasma fire, can't really do all that much against the Killer Khan in close combat. Orcs now pushing over the ramp. Stealth suits jumping over the edge. Another Cabal Fortress being built up. Dark Eldar not really having much left in the way of a base. It does look like my team will be taking it in this game. Space Marine player using a wonderful combination of deep strike and flanking manoeuvres to whittle away the bases of the enemy. Although this tower player though was able to rebuild very, very well. Did get back up in the tiers, which is very impressive, all things considered. Kept himself relevant and useful all the way through the match. Warboss, third time's the charm, back on the field, using his War ability. Going to now see what he can do. He is going to get one singular strike on that listening post before being taken down. This Cabal Fortress being sliced open. More deep striking from the pink Space Marine player. And that is all she wrote, I reckon. We may as well just watch as more fighting and mischief happens. Chaos player doesn't seem to have rebuilt his base anywhere by the looks of things, so he is going to go down fighting. Land Raider on the field. Just a string of orcs, a conga line of green. Only a machine pit left for the Forces of Darkness and Murph. They will be piecing out. And with this firing line, the orcs just aren't able to get into close combat. But we don't need to. The Land Raider and the Predator will do all the DPS for us, while his Barracuda's just in the background, taking out all the main buildings, as well as these Hellfires joining in the fray. Whirlwind as well, providing some artillery support. But yeah, it was a really fun game. Everyone, I think, did their part. You know, I mean, I was a distraction, whereas the Space Marine player on our ally, the pink Space Marine player, did the useful stuff. The Tau also did a good bit of harassment, as well as flanking. I mean, without that flanking manoeuvre over in this side when everyone was there pushing in, if it wasn't for those guys, I don't think the Unlimited Orcs would have done their job. And that Chaos player, really, really good effort from him, as well as the Tau and the Dark Eldar. So I think I'll leave it there. But yeah, cheers for coming. And again, thanks for everyone who's supported the channel and joined in, and all the positive and amazing comments that everyone's been leaving. You've all been fantastic, and I'm truly blessed to have you all joining me for these kinds of games. Anyway, mine has been Mr. Landtrack. Pleasure's always, never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace!